Namaste and welcome back to your mats. If we haven't met before, my name is Jillian, and today I'm going to be guiding you through a yoga class to release upper body tension. So go ahead, get your mats, as well as 2 blocks and a strap. Whenever you're ready, we'll get started laying on your back. And just start to settle into your mat, settling into your practice, noticing your breath. Just taking some inhales and some exhales. Starting to lengthen your inhales and slow down your exhales. Filling all the way into your belly, your chest, and exhaling every last drop. From where you are, drop your right ear towards your mat. A little stretch down the left side of the neck. Breathing nice and slow. Relax between the eyebrows, the jaw. Relax the toes, the legs, arms, and shoulders. Bringing your head back to neutral and take it to the other side, dropping the left ear down towards the mat. And finding complete relaxation here. Tuning in with the breath, starting to lengthen the inhales, slow down the exhales. Start to lift the head back to neutral and reach the arms in front of your face into the air. Interlace your fingers and press your palms to the sky. Roll out the wrists one way and switching directions, making sure you're getting all the creaks and cracks out. Bending the elbows, just finding some movement here. Wiggling the fingers, pointing and flexing them. Pull the fingers towards the face, palms pressing up. Moving towards the thumb, pulling the thumb towards the forearm. And switch hands, pulling the fingers towards the face. And then moving towards the thumb, pulling it towards your forearm, stretching into the wrist, the palm. Wiggle the fingers and shake them all out. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your hands around your hamstrings or your shins. And lift the chest, the shoulders. Curl yourself into a little ball here. You can rock side to side. Massage out the low back. And roll all the way over onto your right side body. Find a fetal position. You can use your right arm as a pillow. Press in with your left hand to lift yourself into a seated position. You can be seated on a block, cross-legged, or on your knees. Wherever you are, just start to take a couple of breaths here. Closing the eyes, filling up the belly, the lungs, and the chest, and letting it all go. Placing your right hand on your belly, your left hand on your heart. We're going to practice box breath, which is really good for anxiety, for any time that you might be experiencing a panic attack. So to begin, inhale for 2, 3, 4, hold for 2, 3, 4, exhale for 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Moving through the same pace, counting in your head, or just using yourself as a guide, listening to your body, to what feels good. Slowing down the counts. A couple more here. At the bottom of your next exhale, lower the hands into the lap and close the eyes if they aren't already. Give yourself a breath. Exhale to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And you can either have the left hand in your lap, or you can reach it around behind you and grab for the right bicep. Adding a little bit of extra weight to the head, you can place your right hand on the top, or you can bring it underneath, bringing your pointer fingers towards your temple, supporting your head. Just a little stretch down the left side of the neck. And listening to your body, to what variation feels good. Not forcing anything, just starting to lengthen the muscles. We'll drop the gaze towards the right shoulder or right hip. So we're changing the stretch to be in the back of the neck a little bit more than the side. Again, if you would like the support underneath your head, you can place your peace fingers towards your third eye, which is in between your eyebrows. Or you can go deeper using your right hand at the top of your head and gently adding some extra pressure. And begin to drop the chin to the chest, release your arms into your knees. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the gaze back to neutral, lifting the chin and taking it to the other side, dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder, and finding whatever arm variation is comfortable here. Either finding the bind, grabbing for your left bicep, supporting your temple, or adding some extra weight on top of the head. Try to relax here. Getting into the muscles, creeping into the shoulder, the neck, maybe even going down the back. Dropping the gaze towards the hip, moving the stretch to the back of the neck. And you might want to switch up the arms here, maybe adding that pressure to the back of the head or supporting between the eyebrows. Release your hands from whatever bind you may have and place them in your lap. Drop the chin to the chest, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. You can add some extra weight here by interlacing your hands and placing them at the base of the skull. Drop your hands back into your lap and drop the head down your back, lifting the chin. You can support your chin with your hand, or you can release the teeth and let your jaw fall slack. It'll change the stretch that you're feeling across the front of the throat, the neck. Slowly draw your chin back to neutral. Take a breath. Inhale together, reach your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands through center. Interlace your fingers and press either your knuckles or your palms forward, whichever feels better here. Round the back, bring the shoulders forward, gaze to the belly button. Open between the shoulder blades. Breathing here into the back body. Exhale, letting all of your breath go. Release your hands, bring your chest up to the sky, and interlace your hands behind your back, making a fist, and press your knuckles towards the ground, gradually starting to lift your hands away from the low back. Really opening across the collarbones, the front of the chest, the shoulders. Maybe lifting the gaze, dropping the head back. And without snapping back like an elastic, slowly bring your hands and place them on your knees. Give yourself a breath. Inhale to reach the palms overhead. Exhale, hinge over towards the right side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale to reach it back up. Exhale to the right. You can drop the right hand down. Keep lifting and exhaling, coming to the other side. Inhale and exhale. You can choose whatever variation with the arms you'd like here. You can either keep the palm to the ground or you can keep your fingers together over your head. Maybe closing the eyes, moving with your own breath at your own pace. Inhale to come up. Exhale to hinge over. Root those hips into the mat. Really feel that side body stretch from the hip all the way into the shoulder. And take it to one side and hold it here. Start to draw some wide circles with your shoulder. You can either keep your arm extended long or you can bend at the elbow. Just listening to what feels good. Switching directions, finding your full range of motion, getting any creaks and cracks out. Beautiful. Come back to center. Inhale, reach the left arm overhead and hold it here. Starting to windmill the arm around, first in one direction. Option here to bend at the elbow or to keep the arm extended. Switch directions. And release the hand down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, let it all go. Take a hold of your strap or belt or scarf, whatever you may have. Bring it into your right hand and drop it behind your body. Now use the left hand to scoop under and up your back to find a hold of that strap. Coming into a bit of a shoulder mobility stretch. So walk your hands towards each other. Maybe if you can get your fingers to touch, you can interlace and release the strap. If the strap feels really good, then feel free to use that. Keep reaching the elbow up to the sky. If none of these variations are working well for you, feel free to just drop the right hand down the back and use the left hand to the left elbow and push the right arm back and down. This variation is available to you. Otherwise, feel free to use the strap or creep your hands up together. And release the hands, shake out the arms, sway them out. Loosen up the shoulders. And we'll take it to the other side now. First, starting with holding on to the left elbow. If you'd like to go with the strap variation, hold the strap in your left hand, drop it down your back, and swing your right arm behind you, reaching up. Starting to walk the fingers together, holding onto the strap. And if you can get your fingers to touch, then go ahead. You can release the strap. Start to release the hands, drop the strap, and set it off to the side. Find some motion with your shoulders, your arms, loosening them up again. Give yourself a big hug, grabbing onto opposite shoulders, and squeeze your arms together. Release the arms, shake them out, and switch your grip. Coming into that hug again. Showing yourself some love. Beautiful. Release the arms and make your way into a tabletop position, stacking the joints. Shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. Coming to a neutral spine. Empty out your lungs. On your inhale, lower the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back. Bring the gaze to the belly button and press your tailbone forward. Inhale to come through the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back, press open between the shoulder blades. Move through a couple more. Inhale, opening across the collarbones. Exhale to round. Use your breath to guide you. Now bring your left hand to the base of the neck and reach the elbow up to the sky and crunch it down towards either your elbow or towards your right wrist. Whatever feels better in your body today. Keep moving. Inhale to lift and exhale, crunch it down. Try to find that lift. Find the opening across the triceps, the shoulder, the chest. Might feel a little tricky. Keep moving. You'll start to warm up. And drop the left hand, take it to the other side. The right hand comes to the base of the skull and find that crunch. Bringing the right elbow either to the left wrist or towards the left elbow. Breathing in to lift the chest, pull that elbow all the way back. And exhale to bring it down. Moving at your own pace with your breath. Try to find your full range of mobility. Dropping the right hand to the mat, find a tabletop position, and then walk your hands forward, lower the hips, and just find some sacral rolls here. Dropping the hips down, sending them towards your heels, just circling in one direction. And switch directions now. Sending the hips back and bringing them forward, waking up the low back, the hips. This should feel really good. Returning to tabletop with the hips stacked over the knees, extend your right arm up to the sky and then bring it right back down, thread it underneath your chest and lay down onto your shoulder. You can walk the left hand in front of you or place it to your low back, just ensuring that your hips are staying on top of your knees, rather than in child's pose where you reach them towards your heels. Relaxing into this pose. Taking deep breaths. Lift yourself back up, placing the right hand under the face and extend the left arm to the sky and weave it underneath your chest, coming to rest on the left shoulder, walking the right hand up or placing it to the low back, whatever feels better. Again, checking in with the hips, making sure they're stacked over the knees. Taking a few breaths to relax. Start to lift the chest, return to a tabletop, and sink your hips towards your heels. Drop your forehead to the mat. We'll set up for rabbit here. You can bring your hands grabbing onto the bottoms of the feet. Keep walking your head towards your knees while pressing into the mat. From here, start to lift the hips away from the heels, adding some compression to the base of the neck. Be very, very gentle here. This is a very intense stretch. There's a lot of sensations at the base of the neck, creeping down the spine and around the shoulder blades. Breathing slow and moving very mindfully. Taking breaks whenever you need it. Rabbit pose. Place the hands down beside your head and lift yourself back up so you can find a child's pose. Knees together, bring your hands towards your feet and roll the shoulders forward. Walk yourself back up, find a tabletop position. The hips stacked over the knees and melt the heart down for puppy pose. Either having the chin or the forehead onto the mat. Melting into the mat as if you're reaching your chest to touch your mat. Breathing slow. Exhaling to release and surrender. Shift your weight forward, drop your hips to the mat, come onto your belly. The palms underneath the shoulders, rest your forehead to the mat. Press into the tops of the feet. We're going to lift the chest into a baby cobra, just peeling a couple of ribs off of the mat. And exhale to lower back down. Inhale, coming back into it, lifting the chest. Using the muscles in the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, melt it back down. Inhale to lift, maybe floating the palms this time. Really lift the elbows, use the muscles in your back. Press down through the tops of the feet. You've got this. And lower it down. Drop the elbows to cactus arms. Press down to the palms, lifting into cobra. Be very mindful here, stopping where you feel sensation. Lower it back down and adjust your hands as necessary. The further away your hands are from you, the easier the stretch will be. And the closer your hands are to you, the more intense the back bend will be. So keep moving with these flows. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Moving deeper as you get used to the stretches. On your next lift, hold here. Lift the gaze and try to relax. Being mindful with the low back, making sure there's no pinching. Slowly lower all the way down back onto your belly. Drop the right ear to the mat. Bring your arms to your sides and roll the shoulders forward and down. Breathe into the back body. the low back. Exhale, sink heavy onto your mat. Switch your gaze, bringing your left ear to the mat, just to balance things out. Roll over onto your right side, moving with mindfulness. Find a fetal position. Right arm is a pillow. Breathe into the back body, the side body, and letting it go. For our next pose, we're going to come onto our backs, but if you would like, you can add a bit of extra cushioning underneath your spine and hips by adding a blanket, a sweater, or a pillow, and it just adds a little bit of extra support here. We're going to cross the right leg all the way over the left. Knees are close together. And then wrap the right arm underneath the left. Eagle arms. Either the hands can touch or you can hold on to opposite shoulders. And then lift the knees, crunch the elbows towards them. This is where the cushioning is going to really help. As you crunch in elbows to knees, knees to elbows, and lower it back down. Crunch it back in, rounding the spine, lifting the shoulders, and lower the left foot back down. Lifting, finding that little ball, bring it down. Really use your core here. Inhale to lower. Exhale to crunch in. Beautiful job. Uncross the right leg. And windshield your legs side to side. Releasing some tension that might have been built up in the abs and the low back. Taking it to the other side, crossing the left leg over the right, knees are close together. We're going to bring the left arm underneath the right for eagle arms, finding the bind with the wrists, or you can hold on to opposite shoulders. And setting up for that little curl up, bring the elbows to the knees and the knees to the elbows, round the spine. Lower it down and use the core to lift back in. Beautiful job, you've got this. Our last little bit of core work here, keep moving. Beautiful job. Use your breath to guide you. And unbind the arms, uncross the legs. Keeping the knees lifted, step your feet to the width of your mat and drop your knees all the way over to the right side for a twist. Keeping your left shoulder rooted to the mat. Take a couple of breaths here. Bring your knees back to center. And take it to the other side, dropping the knees over to the left. Breathing into the belly, the chest, and exhaling to let it all go. Bring your knees back up. Extend your feet to the bottom corners of your mat for your final pose, Savasana. Palms facing up. Relax every muscle in your body, your jaw, your forehead. Connecting with your breath for a few more moments. Feel free to stay here for as long as you'd like. You can pause the video. Otherwise, roll over onto your side, find a fetal position, and lift yourself to sit, where we'll close off our practice. Closing the eyes, taking a breath. Bring your palms to your heart. The light in me sees and acknowledges the light in you and knows that they are the same. Namaste.